High in the mist-veiled Himalayas, where the air grows thin and silence echoes like a hymn, there is a monastery untouched by time. Its stones are weathered, its walls adorned with faded murals of gods, demons, and celestial beasts. But tucked behind a broken prayer wheel, inside a narrow cave once sealed by a rockfall, something extraordinary was found. Not a scroll, not a relic of a saint, a statue. Small, no taller than a human forearm, yet heavier than stone. Smooth as obsidian, but lighter than metal. And most disturbingly, it hovered. Not a trick of wires or wind, not magnetism. It simply floated, suspended a few inches above a flat stone slab, silent, motionless, as though defying the very law of gravity. Those who witnessed it spoke in hushed tones. Monks refused to touch it. Some believed it was a tulku, a physical manifestation of an enlightened being. Others feared it was a remnant of the sky demons mentioned in ancient Himalayan legends. But one archaeologist, driven by equal parts skepticism and awe, recorded it in his journal with these words: "It is not made by human hands, nor by any hands I can imagine." Who made this statue? Why does it fly? And what else has the mountain hidden? Long before maps marked the Himalayas, before borders carved Nepal from Tibet and India, this region pulsed with stories passed by breath, not ink. Myths embroidered in chants, carved into temple walls, and whispered from peak to peak. Among these, one tale repeats with eerie consistency across isolated villages: the tale of the sky chariot. It tells of a time when the stars walked the earth, a time when glowing beings descended from the heavens not in dreams, but in thunder. They brought light that did not burn, wheels that did not touch the ground, and voices that rang inside the mind rather than the ears. In one version, the beings left behind a guardian, a statue that could see the sky without eyes and waited for the day it would rise again. Could this guardian be the same floating statue found near the monastery? Ancient murals in Mustang and Dolpa depict winged figures, humanoid, but with elongated skulls and discs behind their heads. They ride strange machines, resembling thrones fused with birds. One 14th century painting shows a monk bowing before a being with no feet, who hovers inches above the earth. Coincidence? Or cultural memory? The flying statue, though small, matches these depictions almost perfectly. Its elongated body, its curved base resembling ancient interpretations of propulsion. In fact, one researcher who scanned it with ground-penetrating radar said, "It's not hollow, but something inside it pulses, faintly, like a dormant machine." If the stories are only myth, why do they align so closely with what science now calls unidentified aerial phenomena? Could these myths be misunderstood memories of ancient contact? Could the flying statue be a piece of technology once revered as divine? In 2017, after intense negotiation with local monks, the statue was briefly loaned to a private lab in Delhi under strict secrecy. What followed only deepened the enigma. Under scanning electron microscopy, the statue's surface revealed no visible seams, no chisel marks, no erosion. It appeared engineered, smooth at the molecular level, as if grown rather than carved. But it was the composition that stunned the scientists. The metal was unlike any typical alloy, primarily composed of iridium and osmium, two of the densest and rarest metals on Earth. But within it, Microscopic traces of technetium were found. Technetium does not occur naturally on Earth in stable form. It is synthetic, created in laboratories or within dying stars. Yet here it was, embedded in a statue supposedly thousands of years old. Even more baffling, the material was resistant to corrosion, impervious to acid, and emitted a faint magnetic field that behaved irregularly in geomagnetic scans. One physicist who analyzed the data remarked, "Either this object was created by a civilization far beyond our known timeline, or it is not of terrestrial origin." That statement never made it to any official journal. Shortly after the findings, the lab was discreetly shut down for security reviews. The lead researcher disappeared from public view. And the statue? Returned to the monastery, locked away again behind walls of prayer and silence. But for those who glimpsed it, who studied it under the sterile light of modern science, a haunting question remains. What kind of civilization could create something so small, so perfect, so impossible? Was it ancient human genius, long forgotten, or an offering from the stars? What if the flying statue isn't just an isolated relic, but a piece of a greater puzzle? Across ancient texts, murals, and myths, especially in South Asia, stories of flight, glowing chariots, and celestial visitors echo like whispers from a forgotten world. In the Sanskrit epics of India, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, there are vivid descriptions of flying machines called vimanas. These aren't poetic metaphors, but detailed accounts. Floating cities in the sky, crafts with circular hatches and vertical ascent, weapons that glow like the sun and vanish into the heavens. And the statue found in Nepal? Its structure eerily mirrors these descriptions. The foot positioning, the wing curvature, the aura surrounding the figure's head. Each element seems to resonate with ancient depictions of deities piloting flying chariots. One symbol on the statue's base, a spiraling triangle surrounded by 9 dots, has never been identified in Buddhist or Hindu iconography. Yet, it is almost identical to a carving found in Mohenjo-Daro, thousands of kilometers away. That carving was dismissed by many as abstract. But now, are these fragments of the same code? Could the statue be a 3D record, a sculptural blueprint left behind by those who flew, not in imagination, but in truth? Some fringe theorists suggest it may be a representation of a real event, commemorated not in ink, but in indestructible alloy. Others go further. They propose that the statue is not only a depiction, but a key, a piece of a mechanism, a component of a machine we no longer understand. Too wild? Perhaps. But then again, centuries ago, the idea of flight itself was madness. And yet, here we are. High in the monastery where the statue rests, monks speak little of it. They offer no explanations, no interpretations, only prayers and silence. But perhaps that silence is the message, because the statue does not need to speak. It does not proclaim its origin. It simply exists, unchanging, unaged, unexplained. In 2020, a researcher visiting the monastery claimed that during evening meditation, she heard a low-frequency hum when seated near the relic. A vibration, not felt by ear but in the bones, in the breath. The monks said nothing, but one elder, eyes clouded with time, whispered through his translator, "Some things are not built to be understood. They are built to be remembered." Remembered? By whom? And why? Imagine a civilization watching from above, or returning, leaving behind markers, anchors of memory, statues that fly, mirrors of the sky, clues too strange to be fiction, too real to be myth. Some say the statue was placed here not as a relic, but as a beacon, awaiting signal. Awaiting what, though? Reactivation? Recognition? Reunion? Or perhaps revelation? And if so, when? So now, we are left with a mystery, a statue that defies its time, carved with a precision unknown, composed of a metal untouched by centuries, shaped like something meant to fly, not in metaphor, but in motion, and set high in a land where gods walked mountain paths and stories rose with the clouds. Could it all be coincidence? Could artisans, centuries ago, imagine such a form without inspiration? Or were they remembering something seen, something witnessed, something passed down, not through words, but through stone and silence? We live in an age that dissects, doubts, demands proof, and yet some truths are not given in clear voices. They are whispered through time. They are left in places where wind never sleeps and stars feel close enough to touch. Is the statue a relic, a riddle, or a reminder? Perhaps we will never know, or perhaps we were never meant to understand it, but to feel it, to wonder, to remember that before satellites and rockets, humanity looked to the sky and dreamed, and maybe, just maybe, those dreams were never ours alone. If this mystery stirred your imagination, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. What do you think this flying statue truly is? A forgotten invention, a gift from the stars, or the echo of an ancient encounter? Drop your theories below, because sometimes the truth isn't hidden. It's waiting for the right eyes to see. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your mind even more so. The skies may be ancient, but they are never silent.